Hello everyone, today in this video we'll fight against the atmospheric of our world around us, and today we will deal with the concept that spread recently in the media quite fast, and it's repeated by many commentators, but in fact this concept is one big nonsense. What concept I am talking about? Of course, the concept of inverted Nixon. As I told you in one of my previous videos, but I didn't emphasize it very much because the topic of video was a little bit different, is that current administration in US really doesn't want to take Russia out from the Russia-Chinese alliance because it's practically impossible and Russia has no business with getting out of it. And as I proved in my other video, that in contrast to this, what Professor Mersheimer is saying, Russian-Chinese alliance is a natural alliance of superpowers dominating huge part of Eurasian continent against the other superpowers. So we see that this deal with Russia current administration wants to make has actually two purposes. First, make as much as possible peace and agreement at the European front between Russia and American, mainly Anglo-Saxon forces, and keep the European countries in some equilibrium. And the second deal, long-term deal, is to keep Russia as much independent from China as possible, to have third player, because as of now we have three empires. According to their power, they can be presented like this: United States of America, People's Republic of China, and Russian Federation. And why United States is interested in keeping Russia as much independent from China and other allies as possible? Not because they love them, no, it's even opposite. Sometimes you help your enemy not to help your stronger enemy too much, because when we had bipolar world like it was since 1945 till 1991, there is always a risk of total confrontation because we have only two camps. So there is no one to balance, there is no way to find a consensus and make deal with someone almost equally strong. Now the US would like to avoid the repetition from Cold War times, because people nowadays who rule, at least majority of them, realize that total confrontation between superpowers would be too devastating for all of us. That is why they want to avoid it. It doesn't mean that we will have a world without wars, full of peace, and we would love each other. No, but of course we will have proxy wars, local conflict, and so on, as we do have. But what we clearly see, current business political elite wants to avoid total confrontation between strong blocs. That is why they want to achieve these two goals I mentioned: as much as possible stability at the European front with Russians, and as much as possible independence for Russia from its main Chinese ally. And of course there are some attempts, but they do not work as of now, of playing India against China. We will see, maybe it will work as well. So we see that current administration in Washington is looking also for fourth player in this game. It's a very fragile diplomatic game between superpowers, but now it's understood, and it's not about inverted Nixon or Nixon beast. No, it's about balancing. And Nixon in the 70s, why he decided to make a deal with Russia? Later it turned out that it was figured out for business purposes, transporting on all industry to China, also industry, but initially it was done to balance influence of Soviets with Chinese influences, because we know that in 60s and 70s a relationship between People's Republic of China and Soviet Union was really bad. That is why supporting China just perturbed this bipolar equilibrium. And now American superpower wants to avoid the creation of bipolar world, so they want to act faster. They do not want bipolar world to be created. So this is how it works. All the best. Have a nice day. Bye.